Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're looking at something, well, pretty surprising actually. A big shift in AI.
Yeah, definitely feels like a turn, maybe even a U-turn for one of the biggest players.
Exactly. For years, OpenAI has been all about proprietary models, right? But now they've just dropped something that really makes you rethink what open means in AI today. They've released two new open weight language models.
Yeah.
We're talking GPTOS 20B and GPTOS 120B.
Which is huge because it's their first release like this since, GPT-2? Way back in 2019.
Right, 2019. And I remember when GPT-2 came out, the idea of running something that big locally seemed, well, like science fiction for most people.
Totally.
And now we're talking models orders of magnitude more capable, potentially on your own laptop. It shows how fast things are moving. Makes you stop and think.
Absolutely does. The pace is just relentless.
So, okay, our mission today is pretty clear. We need to unpack what these models actually are.
And what open weight really means in practice for you listening.
Yes, exactly. What it means for you. And, the bigger picture implications for how we use AI, how we build AI moving forward.
It feels like it could genuinely decentralize things in a really interesting way.
It does. So let's get into it. First up, GPTOS 20B.
The smaller one, relatively speaking.
Relatively, yeah. It's about 21 billion total parameters. And for listeners who track this stuff, that parameter count is key, right? It's sort of the scale of the model's network, its complexity.
Its capacity to learn, essentially.
Yeah, exactly. But what's really exciting here is that it's built to run on consumer gear. We're talking laptops with around 16 gigs of memory.
Or even those Apple Silicon Macs, which are pretty common now.
Right. And the performance they're claiming, based on what we found, it seems to be similar to their own proprietary O3 mini model.
Which is impressive for something you can run yourself.
Totally. And it supports some pretty advanced stuff, too, like chain of thought reasoning. That's where the model kind of thinks step by step.
Yeah, breaks down problems.
And even true offline tool use. So it can work with other software on your machine without calling home.
That offline part is really key.
So from a technical angle, what do you think was the biggest hurdle for OpenAI here? To get that kind of performance locally, was it just optimization or something fundamentally new in the architecture?
That's a great question. It's almost certainly a mix of things. Really clever model architecture, probably, combined with just relentless optimization.
Okay.
Things like quantization, making the model smaller in terms of data size and just optimizing how it runs, the inference process. They've clearly poured a ton of engineering into shrinking it down for consumer hardware without losing too much capability.
Great.
And what's fascinating, like you said, is how this GPTOS 20B lowers the barrier dramatically.
Yeah.
Running this kind of model on your own laptop, well, it means you're not tied to the cloud, not tied to an API for everything.
Which is big for privacy, obviously.
Huge for privacy, but it's more fundamental, too. It shifts the power dynamic a bit, For ages, the really cutting-edge stuff was locked away in the big labs. By making these weights open, OpenAI is basically giving away a piece of their edge. It could force everyone else to innovate faster, too, not just the big players. It's almost like forced decentralization, which is wild.
That really does sound like a massive win for developers, small teams. You get privacy, you get custom workflows. But does this open weight approach bring new, responsibilities or even risks for users now that these powerful tools are running locally outside OpenAI's direct control?
Oh, absolutely. It definitely introduces new responsibilities, 100%.
Okay.
When you run it locally, you're the one responsible for its output, how you fine-tune it, making sure it's deployed securely, used ethically.
Right, things the cloud provider normally handles.
Exactly. You gain freedom, but you take on the operational burden, the ethical burden, too. But they didn't just release the 20 billion parameter one.
No, they didn't stop there.
They also dropped GPTOS 120B, much bigger, a real heavyweight.
Okay, what are we talking here?
Around 117 billion parameters, so significantly larger. And for this one, you're not running it on your average laptop.
No, I imagine not.
You'll need some serious hardware, like a single high-end GPU, but one with about 80 gigabytes of memory. So think enterprise grade or serious enthusiast hardware.
Got it. So a higher barrier to entry there. But the performance?
Incredible, apparently. The benchmarks suggest it matches or even beats their own O4 mini model.
Wow, O4 mini level.
Yeah, across a whole range of things. Math, coding, complex reasoning, even tricky areas like health information.
So beyond just benchmarks, having that 120B model available locally, even with the hardware needs, that must open up specific use cases.
Oh, absolutely. It's a game changer for certain niches. Think about, say, a bank dealing with super sensitive financial data.
Right, they can't just send that to a cloud API.
Exactly. Or a hospital processing patient records. Privacy is paramount. Now, they can potentially run an O4 mini class model inside their own secure systems, behind their firewall.
Complete data control.
Complete data sovereignty. So yeah, it's not just for researchers tinkering. This is a serious tool for businesses where cloud APIs were just not an option before because of compliance or security rules.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. It really highlights how this isn't just one thing. It's enabling different groups in different ways.
Definitely. And it points to, a real strategic shift happening at OpenAI. This wasn't just a casual release.
Let's double click on OpenWeight for a second because it's easy to confuse with open source, but it's different, right?
Very different, and the distinction is crucial here.
With open source, you often get all the code, the training scripts, everything. But OpenWeight.
OpenWeight specifically means the parameters of the trained model. Think of it as the model's learned knowledge. Its brain are made public.
Okay, so you get the finished brain.
You get the brain. You can download it, run it locally, see how it responds, poke at it, and critically, you can fine-tune it.
Ah, adapt it to your specific tasks or data.
Exactly, all on your own machine. Which enables things like that offline tool use we mentioned. The model can interact with other local software. No internet needed to phone home to an external API.
That level of control, that freedom with models this powerful, that feels like a really big deal for innovation.
It absolutely is. And they released these under an Apache 2.0 license.
Which is very permissive.
Very permissive, yeah. It basically says you can use it, modify it, distribute it, even commercially, with very few strings attached. So it makes the AI more transparent, definitely more flexible, and just vastly more accessible.
So you can download it, inspect it, tweak it, run it where you want.
Exactly. It aligns with that whole democratizing AI mission they talk about. It moves cutting-edge AI out of their cloud and potentially right onto your device. It puts it directly in your hands.
And that word freedom you use.
Yeah.
It feels really central here. It's not just what you can do, but maybe what you're free from dependency on the API, the specific controls they might have.
Precisely. It changes the landscape quite a bit.
So, okay, let's try and pull this all together. If we were to summarize the headline impact here, what is it?
Well, it feels like a pivotal moment.
Yeah, I agree. OpenAI's return to open-weight models with GPTOS 20B and GPTOS 120B, it really marked a turning point for AI access and innovation. It's putting these powerful tools directly into your hands, giving you that freedom we talked about. Download, inspect, fine-tune, run them locally.
Which leads to a really interesting final thought, maybe something for you to chew on after this.
Okay.
How might this ability to customize and run these advanced AI models on your own devices, totally separate from a hosted API, how might that spark completely new ideas, new applications, new research avenues that maybe we haven't even conceived of yet?
Right, things that weren't possible or even thinkable in the old model.
Exactly. What will you build, or what might you discover now that you have this kind of access?